Welcome back to FM Story. We are approaching the midway point of our first season of this South American Glory Hunter with Internacional. We have a very, very, very busy couple of months coming up. In June and July, we're currently scheduled to play 14 league games, at least 2 Copa do Brazil games, and at least 1 Copa Sudamericana game before the end of July. So it's going to be a busy, busy run of games. So without further ado, let's get into the action. We've made it all the way through to the end of July. We've had that big, big run of games, and largely things have gone pretty well. But as you can kind of see, the league table is still a mess. We've got a big game coming up next at home against Flamengo, who are currently sat at the top of the table in the league. And then we've got the first leg of the second round of the Copa Sudamericana coming up. We ended the last episode of the last game in the group stage of the Copa Sudamericana, which was a 4-0 victory against Everton. We then beat Ceará 1-0 at home in the first leg of the Copa do Brazil fourth round. We beat Cruzeiro 4-2 in the league. We then won the second leg 3-2 away from home against Ceará. They did level it on aggregate with a penalty just after the half hour, but we got 3 goals either side of half time to really kind of take control of the tie again. We then followed that up with a 3-0 victory at home against Corinthians before we lost 2-1 away from home against Vasco da Gama. We then put a bit of a run together, 3 victories in a row, 4-3 against Vitória. We scored in the 95th, the 96th, and the 97th minute. We were 3-1 down after 75 minutes. In fact, 3-1 down going into injury time, but Mateus Dias with a goal in the 95th minute, René with a goal in the 96th, and then Mateus Dias again with a goal in the 97th. We then beat Bragantino 3-0. Again, 2 very late goals. Bruno Henrique in the 93rd and the 96th minute. And then we beat Juventude 4-1. We were 1-0 down after 15 minutes. We took the lead either side of half time. And then we were 4-1 up by the time they had a player sent off, which kind of meant that they weren't going to get back into the game. The first leg of the Copa do Brazil quarterfinal at home against Palmeiras, we drew 2-2. We weren't great. Both sides gave up a lot of chances in that. The second leg, both sides gave up even more chances. It ended 4-4. It went to penalties, and some of our biggest players missed. Enner Valencia, Alan Patrick, Marcus Leonardo, all missing in the penalty shootout to see us knocked out of the Copa do Brazil at the quarter-final stage. We then bounced back with a 2-1 victory against Criciúma, having gone behind early on. We then lost 1-0 at home against Botafogo before bouncing back with a 3-2 victory at home against Atlético Paranaense, and then another victory against Criciúma, 1-0 with Thiago Maia popping up with a goal. As we said, we've got this big game coming up against Flamengo. They are currently top of the table. They're 12 points clear of us, but they have played 6 games more. And again, the league table's all over the place because Flamengo have played 21, Palmeiras have played 20, Bahia have played 21, Vasco da Gama have played 20. Most teams have played like 19 or 20 or 21. We've played 15. Cuiabá, who are bottom of the table, have played 12 games somehow this season. So it's still going to take a while for the league table to unravel to show who's in pole position. But with those games in hand, we are in a pretty strong position. If we could beat Flamengo in this next game, it would be even better. And then in the Copa Sudamericana, we've been drawn against Olimpia from Paraguay. So this is how we're going into the game against Flamengo. We're going with the 4-3-3. We have had the addition of Wendell during July, once his contract had finished. This is the team that seems to be pretty much most in form at the moment. We are injury-free for probably about the first time in the season. Obviously, it's going to be a tough game against Flamengo with De Arrascaeta, Pedro. They've got Gabi Barbosa on the bench. So it's going to be a tough task, but hopefully we can pick up the 3 points at home. A corner for them into the near post. David Luiz got his head on it, but it clips the crossbar and goes over. Rocher with a goal kick out to Wendell on the left. Aaron Geese down the line for Wanderson, who's probably been our best player this season, but he's given the ball away. A shot from distance. The keeper was off his line, but luckily it was never going to go in. Right, Marcus Leonardo wins it back. Aaron Geese then gives it away in midfield. Everton back to the centre half. It's far too easy for them at this stage. Everton in behind. And luckily he didn't get that on target. Right, Alan Patrick with a free kick. Off the bar, the keeper just didn't move. Right, Vital bringing it forward from the back to Bustos. Into Alan Patrick in the box. He's gone down and it looks like we're getting a penalty, but that is probably the softest of soft penalties, I would say. But we have missed an awful lot of penalties this season, so who knows what's going to happen here. It's Aaron Geese to step up to take it. Fires it into the top corner. I did worry when I saw the keeper went the same way, because Aaron Geese has had a number of penalties saved this season, as have several of our players, but just smashes it into that top corner. Keeper might have got his fingertips to it, but he wasn't keeping it out. And there we are, half-time, 1-0 up. It's been a pretty even game. I mean, luckily it looks as though De Arrascaeta is not going to be able to play an awful lot longer, with him having picked up an injury there. But we haven't exactly been fluent going forward. All right, we've made no changes at the start of the second half. They've made a change at left back. All right, a throw for them in the right back position. Varela back to the centre half. Gerson loses that to Mauricio. Leonardo goes back to Vital. Bustos on this right. Into Fernando. Down the line for Mauricio, who had a poor first half. Goes all the way back to Rocher. And then we're spreading it out to the left. Although we've cut back in. Wendell and Wanderson look like they've got acres of space on the left. Mauricio gives it away. And now Pedro's racing in behind. Goes from distance because he didn't have the pace. And luckily it was straight at Rocher. Right, we made a couple of changes to get some fresh legs on. Romulo on at right back. Thiago Maia on in front of the back four. And Valencia's come on up front. We've switched Wanderson to the right. Marcus Leonardo's now playing off the left. Free kick, Alan Patrick having hit the bar in the first half. Can he go better this time? Over the wall. Unfortunately a bit higher and flicks the roof of the net on its way over. They've used all their subs and they're down to 10. They've got a throw though. Dela Cruz's short pass cut out by Valencia. Infield for Romulo. Thiago Maia. Wanderson onto Valencia into the box. From tight angle, hits the post. It's still alive. And for some reason, Wanderson touches it behind for a goal kick. And there we go, full time, 1-0. Not the best performance we've put in this season, but a big, big 3 points as far as the league's concerned. We've closed the gap at the top on Flamengo. We've still got those games in hand on them. And now attention turns back to the Copa Sudamericana. So straight into the second round of the Copa Sudamericana, away leg against Club Olimpia in Paraguay. We've made a couple of changes to the team that started that last league game against Flamengo. Romulo's coming at right back. Enner Valencia's coming up top with Marcus Leonardo and Bustos dropping down to the bench. It's 4-3-3 against 4-4-2. Hopefully the extra body in the middle of the pitch will help us out here. Throw for them. We've still got the ball. They've played it out to the right, in behind the fullback now, but Aaron Geese gets across to it back. Wanderson back to Wendell. Wanderson back to Renan. Alan Patrick now with time, picks out Aaron Geese. Wanderson with some space, drives in towards the box, still got it. Into Aaron Geese, back to Wendell, squares it. Patrick with a simple tap in. A lovely move. A very, very much needed early goal just to calm everyone down a bit away from home here. Lovely little interplay. Wendell then just pulls it back and Patrick just waits for it to come to him and slots it past the keeper. Right, Wanderson with the corner in towards the near post. Fernando gets up, powers the header home, and that's 2 in 12 minutes, and we're flying. Bends it into that near post, gets up, powers the header past the keeper. Right, corner for them. To the back post, Rocher comes a long way and gets it. And then throws it out to Romulo on the right. He gives the ball away, and they're just going to come back at us now. In behind, and we've gifted them a goal. Just stupidity. Just a couple of minutes after we got the second, even though we gifted them the ball, it's far too easy the way they've played us in there. A run behind Robert Renan, didn't know where his man was at all. And that's 2-1. Now Valencia up the other end almost immediately gets hauled down. And that's a red card. And almost as soon as they've got themselves back in the game and they've gone down to 10 men, a corner quickly after that. Wanderson again in towards the near post. Fernando was one rising highest. It's squared. Comes all the way back to Alan Patrick. Gets his second of the game. Restores the 2-goal advantage. And now we've got a 2-goal advantage and an extra man. So the corner again looking for Fernando, who's become a bit of a threat from those set pieces. Mauricio then just squares it. And then Alan Patrick drills it into the roof of the net. And another corner from that left-hand side. This time to the back post. Vital gets his head on it. Comes off the crossbar. Wanderson now driving infield. Keeper makes a save. And then the header just loops up into his arms. Romulo with a throw. Alan Patrick now on the right. Back to Romulo, or tries to find Romulo. Romulo does win it back. Patrick, from distance, a weird looking shot, but it's arrowed into that bottom corner. He's got his hat-trick inside 23 minutes. And we're 4-1 up. He gave the ball away. Romulo wins it back, finds him. He takes a touch and then just hits it with the inside of the foot. The keeper probably should have saved that, but we'll take it. Right, the keeper goes long with a goal kick. They've got the loose ball though. Right, now in behind Romulo on the right, squares it, a simple tap in, and that's twice they've just carved us open without, luckily that one's been disallowed, but it's been far too easy. Especially given we've got 3 in that midfield. They're just playing through the middle so easily. Romulo to Vital. Renan to Wendell. Loose touch on that one. We've given them the ball back. a poor pass. Valencia's in. They seem to be able to carve us open when they're trying to play forward, but they seem equally keen on gifting us this game with the sending off, and then with this pass, Valencia just takes a touch and then just fires it in off the far post past the keeper, and that's 5-1. Right, throw for them deep in our half in injury time. Pull back to the edge of the area, into the box with space. How did he get the ball with so much space? So the man marking comes out to take the throw in person. No one goes in to find him. And then he puts it through the keeper's legs. I mean, we've dominated that first half, but we still conceded 2 goals. Luckily, we've got 5, but we need to be so much better than that. Right, so we made some changes at halftime just to get some fresh legs on there. Not an awful lot happening in the second half. They're switching between 3 centre midfielders and then sending someone out to the left-hand side. If we could attack down our left, then that would appear to be where there's a bit of joy to be had in the second half. Right, Wendell with the throw. Alamau into Aranguiz. He turns towards goal. Just couldn't bend it enough to get it on target. Right, long from the goal kick. Alamau wins the header. Aranguiz to Renan. Fernando. Aranguiz wide to Romulo on the right. Into Fernando. It's worked into Max Leonardo. He must be offside. Has to be offside. Yeah. It looked like he was a mile off. Yeah, he is. Quite a long way off. Relatively. Right, Wendell with a throw deep into injury time for us. Thiago Maia back to him. Wendell's giving it away. He's not having the best of games. Fernando, though, tidies it up. Into Alamo on the edge of the box. He's a rare opportunity for him in the team, this one. He's got his second goal of the season. He's made it 6-2 and puts us in a really almost unbeatable position going into the second leg, I would hope. Fernando wins it into Alamo, takes a touch, and then just passes it past the keeper. And there we go, full time. I mean, I think the scoreline probably flatters us a bit. We did create a lot of chances. We did dominate the game. But they gifted us at least 1 or 2 of those goals. They had the man sent off. And in the first half, they looked a real threat going forward. Luckily, the second half was a lot quieter. We didn't give up any real chances. But a strong position going into the home leg. And unless something cataclysmic happens in the second leg, we'll be through to the quarterfinals of the Copa Sudamericana. And there we are, the end of another episode. And so far, things are going pretty well this season with Internacional. Obviously, unfortunately, we've gone out of the Copa do Brasil at the quarterfinal stage, but we are in a very strong position in the league with those games in hand. If we can start winning those, we should be pretty clear at the top, in fact, if we win all the games in hand. And obviously, having just seen that first leg against Club Olympia, we're in with a really strong chance of we should make it to the quarterfinals of the Copa Sudamericana, and then we'll find out what happens from there. If we do make it to the quarterfinals of the Copa Sudamericana, we'll see that in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.